Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is the Captain speaking here on Capnclydes MTG. I think it's time that we do what no one wants to do, and we talk about collector boxes and, well, how much they're going up, because I think this is the time for the repricing revolution. So, before we get started, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe. Um, Become a member if you want, like my boy Sawyer. I'd appreciate it. Or just watch the channel. It's all I really need. Links in the description to eBay TCG Player Store. Get all the cards from the box opening series. Appreciate if you do. Also, down in there, you're going to find the Otaku shop. Captain Clyde is the code to get you 10% off some sweet anime gear. Go check them out. There's Patreon, other stuff in there too. There's also Whatnot. So every Saturday, 9 p.m., make sure you come hang out. Have a good time, talk on the channel, open some packs, and maybe you can give away some stuff. Lots of shows scheduled for the next couple weeks, and definitely come hang out during Spider-Man release because it's going to be a doozy. So, with all that said and done, let's talk about collector boxes. So, a lot of collector boxes have been on the move lately, and me and my buddies have been talking about it, and some people haven't realized all the changes. This one in particular, Wilds of Eldraine, online, people have been like, we're going to boycott it because it's so expensive now. Guess what? You can't boycott something that's already been released and is in the market. I mean, you can, but if other people still want to buy it, it's still going to be expensive because a distributor or the people who made it have already sold it. I'm not sure how that works. But anyway, long story short, supply and demand, basic economics, once it's past distribution and out of print, that means everybody. And to be fair, I don't think there's enough people around who don't like Magic to make this, well, a thing. Because, as you can see here, 14 listings, there's not many of these boxes left. And the people who do have them, they're the people who don't have to sell them cheap. You know, people who, the quick flippers and all them people, all that dumb shit. Those people never hang on to these kind of products. And because of that, when the price goes up, it's because those people are willing to sell at a certain price. And if they don't care. So all the flippers and scalpers and all that stuff who want to try to snake in on the action, they can't anymore. And that's what this is really about. But with all that being said, let's take a little walk through history, if you will, and look at prices of collector boxes and see if you've been keeping up, because Lord knows I wasn't. And I found that out today when I realized that this thing is $1,200. So, also to give another retrospect to this as well, the set boosters are up to 160, well, technically 170 if you want American. And then the draft boxes are 150 to 160. So, these boxes are probably going to get higher because you can't have a collector box that's $1,200 and a $150 draft or set box. It just doesn't work. But then again, as we've seen with Crimson Vow, where the set booster boxes are as much as the collector boxes, shit's getting weird. So buckle up, Buttercup. Good luck trying to figure out where the money's going to be made. Anyway, so after Throne of Eldraine, we'll start a countdown of the most expensive going down to the best of my ability that I can find. So bear with me, if you will. So next we have Bloomburrow here. It's sporting, people are saying 1,000, but it's as low as 880 right now. And a lot of that's because some have come to the market from, well, let's say, some people who are trying to get money together because of all the new releases that are coming out, i.e. Spider-Man, Last Airbender. The prices of these products are so expensive, people are liquidating old stock, which is going to give the market a small reprieve of making things cheaper. But don't let that fool you. This box was over 1,000 once, and it will go back again once the market has been emptied out, much like Wild of Eldraine, and there's nothing left. Because let's not forget, Wilds of Eldraine is a couple years old. Bloomburrow is not, and it's already almost to that price. So, yeah. Now, moving on. We have the Bloomburrow play boosters here. They're going for $135. They're supposedly this is after a reprint already. Maybe there's going to be another reprint, but I think we're at the point now where this is about ready to go out of print cycle because it's so backlogged. There's so much going on. They're trying to print so many sets at a time. We're going to see these prices go up because they just make more money not reprinting. So, yeah, sad but true, but here we are. Now, getting into the rest of it, Final Fantasy has, well, finally plateaued. As you can see here, it's stabilized at around 1,350 to 1,400 or 1,500, depending on who's buying and selling. People are still trying to buy this for 13, sell for 15. I don't think this product's going to go any higher for quite a while. And here's why. You can see here there's 150 listings. Is the product worth 1,500? Yeah, probably because of collectors and everything else going on with it, chocobos, yada, yada, yada. But we're at the point now where people who were buying on the way up and trying to resell and flip have made the product hit a high that people are not willing to buy anymore at the moment, meaning the price is coming down a little bit while those people are trying to get out the best they can, which means I think this product will probably stabilize in the long term for about 6 months to a year. And then sometime after that, maybe mid-2026, we're going to see this product start going up again, I think. Once we start realizing and get a better grip on the play box scenario. Play boxes are in the queue to be reprinted. How those reprints come to market to make these cards available is really going to shape how expensive these collector boxes are. Not because having more play boosters really affects the collector boosters, but at the moment there is a certain degree of card shortage in just the singles in general, and that may help cushion the blow on how expensive this is for a short time, which may make it carry into the end of 2026. But I think we're probably going to get some bad news about play boxes, and about mid-2026-ish, this is going to get more expensive, if not straight to out of hand. So, yeah. Next, we have on the list of expensive stuff, we have the Double Masters booster box. Yes, I know this is not this is not a collector booster. However, at $850, it might as well be. Again, this is also a premium Magic product, which is pretty much what the collector boxes have almost completely replaced now, along with the IPs of all the Universes Beyond stuff. So we probably won't see these kind of boxes again. At $850 a box, as you can see on here, for the last year, the price is just slowly skyrocketing. As I think people are starting to realize these boxes are never going to be printed again. And instead of getting master sets that have tons of good reprints, those reprints are going to be trickled in to the newer sets as reskin cards, making them even harder to get. But for a collectible card game, probably the right thing to do. Now, going back to collector boxes, Modern Horizons 3 is finally making its move. As of June of 2025, it has skyrocketed after the slow increase, we'll say, over the modern time, coming in at about $525. I always thought this box would be more expensive by now, and maybe with the repricing going on, we might finally see that. But it's kind of odd that the Modern Horizons series, per se, is the premium series, is not the series that's hitting $1,000 collector boxes. It's literally the in-universe IP and out-universe IP and not their premium sets, which I think is, again, why they won't make these products, because they can charge more for the other IPs. They come out more expensive, therefore they get better sales and better profit margins. So I do think this is the end of things like Double Masters and maybe even Modern Horizons. Moving on, a good example here's Lost Caverns of Ixalan. This box in particular is just as expensive as a Modern Horizons 3. And this was a standard set for God Christ. So yeah. You can see here around March it really started taking off. It is now up to 550. Very respectable. Phyrexian All Will Be One. Very interesting. This thing has hit all-time highs up to the close to 650s. I seen some for 700 a couple days ago, which brought some more boxes into the market. And once they're gone, they're going to be back up. It's going to be back up to 700 again. This is a interesting mover for me. Was not as popular in standard as everybody thought it would be, but now that it's out of standard, these boxes are really making the move, heading to the big numbers. Next, for collectors, we have Foundations. It has really dropped off the map and stabilized. If you call $515 stable, this is probably the first box that made the big move and started this whirlwind of collector boxes going up. Even though it wasn't as drastic as we've seen recently, it's easy to see how this was the first one, as it did as a base set really in for 3 years. A collector box for a base set that literally doubled in price almost overnight. Next, we have Doctor Who. This one plummeted for a while, almost down below 200. It is now back up to 500. With very little stock on the shelves of about 17 listings. And I look for this to easily be a $1,000 box in the future once it gets more scarce and it's just not available. The cards are not as great or powerful as some other sets, but it does have a niche following, and as it gets older and still can be used in Magic in some way, shape, or form, it'll get expensive. It'll be $1,000 eventually. March of the Machines has rebounded completely to $420 almost before tax. This used to be a $200 collector box or less when it first came out. Very, very unwelcomed by the market. Now sporting almost a $425 price tag. Insane movement. Ikoria, a set that everybody thought would be one of the first boxes to go to 1,000, is sitting at a respectable $475. However, not seeing the movement that people thought, and a lot of that came from some of the cards being banned and all that other stuff. But again, I think this box is underperforming because people don't know how good it is. I mean, there's only 13 listings left. At some point, people are going to figure out this box is way too cheap, and they're going to buy in because, let's be honest, this has Godzilla cards in it, and Godzilla's big right now, and at some point, someone's going to remember that. So, yeah. Anyway, Throne of Eldraine. This was another one that was a sweet box when it came out, but didn't hold the price very well. Now up to $400. Only 18 listings left, and the price is spiking recently a lot. And a lot of this, again, is because people are trying to buy in and get those prices cheap. Brothers War has went up to $415. This used to be a below $200 box when it not only when it first came out, but for a long time due to the whole Amazon dump scenarios and other shit. It has finally recovered as well. There's no boxes left, and this is also the first set with serialized cards, lots of serialized cards, and they're all artifacts. So I think this box is easily going to be on its way to 1,000, if not more, once people realize how scarce it is. And a lot of that old negativity is shaked off because of, well, lack of availability. Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty is on the move also, almost to 400. Came out strong, then dropped a little bit, but it's slowly been going up, stabilized for the last couple months. But again, as you can see, these last couple of weeks or month has seen this product rise significantly, like all collector boxes, as people are starting to realize these are all way too cheap. Next, we have Modern Horizons 2, only at 380-ish. You can see this was up and down for a long time, has spiked also recently. This was another premium set, much like Modern Horizons 3, which is not performing well. But I think this, too, may also be a wee bit cheap because let's not forget there are fetch lands in this. Assassin's Creed, the box that everybody thought ruined the market. I mean, there's only 12 packs, but there's very few cards in the packs. And, well, as you can see here, as of September 24, it came out around 200, got to around 250. Everybody talked about how it was a flop. Well, guess what? Now it's 375, and people are realizing there are serialized cards in here, and those cards are good. And those cards aren't getting reprinted because, well, this is a Universes Beyond IP, which means they can't reprint it without paying royalties. Dungeons and Dragons, Commander Legends, Battle for Baldur's Gate has finally come off of its stigma of less than a $200 collector box up to $342 now. Not just for dragons, but because, well, people are realizing that this set came out, a lot, flooded the market. A lot of people didn't want it, and now a lot of people don't have it. And as more sets come out and have cards that play well with these Dungeons and Dragons set, people are realizing that they need these cards. Also, we have Commander Masters, the 4-pack collector box, finally going up in price to about $324. Spiked to $360 for a minute and came back down. There are plenty of listings of these still left. I think this should have easily been a $1,000 box, but due to the Commander Masters stigma, again, prices were stifled for quite some time. But we're about to see this one probably, once it starts disappearing, to really start going up in price. Parkir Dragonstorm, one of the most recent sets, has calmed down to $325 from the highs of $400. But again, with 91 listings, people aren't willing to take too much of the price off of it. And as time goes on, I don't see anything but this thing going up. So this is probably one of those boxes you should buy into, even at this price. Because let's not forget, there are special foil dragon scale fetch lands in here, and they're fetching a pretty penny. Forgotten Realms collectors, finally above 200, almost to 3. You imagine that? I mean, at one point, these were close to $150 a collector box. Like, wow, have the tables turned. The turntables turn. Anyway, sorry, bad Office reference. Yeah, there are 38 listings, but I think this is also one of the products that would be a good one to buy into. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons is a great IP. Could they reprint it? Yeah, sure, whatever. It's their IP. But it's Dungeons and Dragons, and there's so much, well, let's say, negativity behind this and the other products around this era that I don't think they're going to go back to it for quite some time. And when they do, even with reprints, it'll never be like this one again. Next, we have Unfinity, finally taking a pill and going back down to about $283. Now, this used to be a $150 box, $170 box as well. With a big spike coming from the interjection of Edge of Eternities and their Galaxy foils, because they thought these foils were better when it came to the Shocklands. And they're probably right. However, people weren't willing to pay the high price just for the box. So, but it did respectively push the price up to where it should be. And as this gets more out of print, I mean, it's just going to go up. It's an Infinity set. I mean, they're not going to reprint it. Next, we have Zendikar Rising finally making a move. It is up from the all-time lows of around 220 to 270, 280. And you'd think with a pack of 2 Expedition box toppers where you can get fetch lands and God knows what else and fetch lands in the packs, that this would be a little more. I think this one as well is going to be a collector box to watch. I think the only drawback is the constant reprinting of fetch lands does tend to hurt some of the collectability of this one, since there's, well, nothing but the box toppers and the fetches to hold the main value with no serialized cards. But when it's all said and done, I mean, these are still special fetch lands and God knows what else. So, yeah. Probably a good one to buy into. Theros Beyond Death. Oh boy. We talk about the Theros Curse. This thing was around almost 120, I think, at one point. Now up to 240. If that tells you anything about box repricing, nothing really great going on here. I mean, there's some good cards in there, the Titans and what have you. But if this box is going up, you know everybody's trying to buy cheap boxes before the price gets high. Next, Kaldheim finally going up to 240. This thing was around 250 for a while as well. And there's nothing in this thing. I mean, Vorinclex, cool snow-covered lands. I liked Kaldheim. I thought it was fantastic. I love this set. And to be fair, if I had thought about it before the price went up, I probably should have bought a bunch when it was 140 because I like the set so much. But this is probably a good one to get in on. But I wouldn't expect if you buy this at 240 to get a whole lot of movement on it for at least a few more years. Next, Dominaria United. So I think this one is abysmally underpriced. I mean, this was as low as 180, 170 at one point. It's only 240. And let's remember, yes, there's a foil box topper, and it's pretty much just trash. All right, so let's ignore the box topper. There's a chance of getting legend cards in here. You know, forgotten legends, right? To me, that's just insane. And also, let's not forget Dominaria United, I believe, has Shieldrith, right? An $80 card, which if you get one of them in your box, especially a set or draft box, it was paying for the whole box with one card. So, like, these are completely underpriced if you have an $89 card sitting in them. Like, come on. So, yeah, that's where I kind of feel about that. I think these are way underpriced. But again, this is back from the time when the market was flooded with the product, and that stigma is really clinging to this one. New Capenna. So yeah, I liked this set, and I think 193. This may be the one of the few sets left that you can grab that might have some ability to climb. As you can see, it's going up. The Gilded Gold cards did not take off very well, mainly because they were hard to play because, well, you could feel them. Yeah. But I thought they were cool. I liked the idea. The foil box toppers also trash because it's only one card, which I don't know why they thought that was a good fucking idea. But anyway. I mean, if you want to park some money in something that's going to eventually be worth something in 5 to 10 years, this will be a good one if you're looking for something cheap. But again, remember, 5 to 10 years, because everybody still hates this set for some reason. So it's going to take another 5 years for all those people to leave Magic and stop playing, and new people coming in going, oh, cool, look, a Kingpin set. So, yeah, just food for thought on that. There you have it, guys. That's not all of them, but that's a good chunk of them that I thought was interesting. So tell me what you think down below, and if I missed anything or anything else you think I should be looking at. Until next time, be kind, and as always, I hope to see you across from the game table.